Are you looking for unique ways to close out your next match at Friday Night Magic? Well, then you're in luck. Today, we're going to cover just that in our newest episode of Game-Winning Jank. So for you, have you sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Welcome back, folks, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for dropping by and your ongoing support. My name is Patrick, host of the EDH Brutality YouTube page, in which I upload Magic Gathering content and analysis every Sunday. You're watching Game-Winning Jank, a series here on the EDH Brutality YouTube page, in which we discuss 3 out-the-box methods your opponents won't see coming. As always, before we jump right in, a quick and special thanks to patrons like you for making videos like this possible. And for your convenience, timestamps for each combo or synergy listed within today's video will be linked down in the description below. So with that, let's just jump right in. First up, we have Serra Avatar, a 4 generic and 3 white mana summon avatar that reads: Serra Avatar has power and toughness each equal to your life total. When Serra Avatar is put into a graveyard, shuffle Serra Avatar into Owner's Library. So it's no secret that this thing can get pretty large given the fact that in EDH you have 40 life. So what we're gonna want to do is enchant this thing with a Creature Bond, which is a 1 generic and 1 blue mana enchantment aura stating, if target creature is destroyed, Creature Bond does an amount of damage equal to creature's toughness to creature's controller. Which, yeah, it's pretty bad, I must admit. I mean, if this thing does enchant the Serra Avatar and it's destroyed, well, we're gonna die. It's no secret.
Huh?
So hey, that's why it's Game-Winning Jank. However, the goal isn't for us to die, it's for our opponents to die. So what we want to do is equip this sucker with the Creature Bond, and of course we want to donate it with none other than the donate. A 2 generic and 1 blue mana sorcery speed spell reading. Target player gains control of target permanent you control. Which of course, if we are able to pull off, will be rather comical. Because all what's missing now is a single kill spell, which will be done in the likes of Terror. A 1 generic and 1 black mana instant speed spell, which says destroys target creature without possibility of regeneration. Does not affect black creatures and artifact creatures. Yeah. Magic wording back then was rather horrible, and so isn't this combo. But if you are able to pull it off, it will be a legendary way to close out any game. You like that combo? Stay tuned, because the last one on the list is potentially one of my favorites ever featured on the channel. But before then, we have a setup with Mycosynth Lattice. This is a 6 generic artifact spell reading. All permanents are artifacts in addition to their other types. All cards that aren't in play, spells and permanents are colorless. Players may spend mana as though it were mana of any color, which, yeah, it's a pretty good blanket effect. Just be careful though, because if you do add a card or someone has one on board, then it's not gonna be good.
I've had that happen before. Rest in peace, my lance.
But no, we're not going to use Karn in this combo. We simply are just using the Mycosynth Lattice to turn everything into artifacts, because we want to pair that with an Unwinding Clock, which is a 4 generic mana artifact spell reading. Untap all artifacts you control during each other player's untap step. You're like, wait, this isn't jank at all. That's a known interaction. Well, have you ever heard of the artifact known as Kill Switch? Because for just 2 mana, you can tap this baby. You tap all other artifacts in play. Better yet, they don't untap during the controller's untap steps as long as Kill Switch remains tapped. Meaning for just the flick of a switch, you are effectively turning off the game of Magic the Gathering. And thanks to the previously mentioned Unwinding Clock, this is a one-sided effect. It really isn't bad if you're trying to lose your friends. And with that, we can finally get into our last synergy of the day, which has my gold star of approval when it comes to utter jank. In fact, I think this one is also potentially the most viable, at least if we're trying to surprise anyone on board. So to start this one off, we have Homeward Spawning Bed, a 2 blue mana enchantment spell reading. Pay 1 generic and 2 blue mana at instant speed, and sacrifice a blue creature to put X red tokens into play, where X is the casting cost of the sacrificed creature. Treat these tokens as 1/1 blue creatures. And obviously there's tons of creatures we can do this with, but if we want to get a little cheeky, we're going to play a Scornful Egotist, a 7 generic and 1 blue mana 1/1 creature wizard reading, morph for 1 blue mana. You may play this face down as a 2/2 creature for 3 generic mana. Turn it face up at any time for its morph cost. So yeah, it's simple. We are going to morph this thing on the board, and then we're going to pay to sacrifice it to the Homerid spawning bed, which will no longer look at the morph cost of the Scornful Egotist, because at the end of the day, the card costs 8 mana, meaning we're going to make 8 1/1 blue creatures. And better yet, our opponents weren't gonna see this coming, because after all we did was spend 3 generic mana to play a card face down as a 2/2. And even if they were suspecting some shenanigans, I guarantee it wasn't gonna be this. But we're not done yet, because now that we have 8 1/1 creatures, we're gonna go ahead and play a Day of the Dragons, a 4 generic and 3 blue mana enchantment spell reading. When Day of the Dragons comes into play, move all creatures you control from the game. Then put that many 5/5 red dragon creature tokens with flying into play. When Day of the Dragons leaves play, sacrifice all dragons you control. Then return the removed cards to play under your control. So, yeah. We're going to turn all those 1/1 creatures into massive flyers. And sure, is it a lot of mana to do this? Absolutely. But this is a very hard to predict synergy that puts enough power on board to kill a single player. And of course, knowing the state of EDH, more likely than not, we're going to be able to kill multiple players, especially if this is late game, because we're going to have more than just 8 creatures on board, and all our opponents are going to have less than 40 life, making this one of my favorite combos ever featured on the channel. So, did you like my picks? Let me know down in the comment section below. And of course, if you have any JANK synergies that you would like featured within the next episode, feel free to reach out. It is hard to believe that we now have 30 episodes on the channel. So before I go, I do want to put it out there. Once again, I did recently update my Patreon page, and if you join today, we do have a select tier that includes every single game-winning JANK interaction written out and explained for you for your convenience. Because let's be honest, I don't have time to go back and rewatch a bunch of videos, which means you guys don't either. So if that interests you, link to my Patreon once again down in the description below, and if not, well, you can keep watching as you are. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. So if you want to stay tuned for future videos in the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell down in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. So with that said, my name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality. I thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys. Oh, you guys are still here. Go look at these videos. You might like them. Maybe not. I don't know.